We've been busted. This is an old video of mine and we gotta talk about it.
Once upon a time, there was a gentleman named Castle, strolling about in the field of ideas, trying to start his YouTube journey. He thought to himself, targeting mods, that's the one. Let's go. Little did he know he was about to feel the wrath of the ultimate Drewsky.
Not today! Respect the cones. Listen, jury, today's a very, very sad day. We have a gentleman by the name of Castle who thinks he can just roll around and say whatever he wants. Put it online, thirsty for views. And today we're gonna bring that shit to justice. And you know how we're gonna do that? We're gonna call the man himself to the stand. What are we gonna do with you, man? Castle, right? Technically it's Castle is live. Is live? Castle is live? What the fuck kind of name is that? Yeah, try and get a common social media name across all your platforms in 2020. Fucking tough. Goddamn bloodbath out there. Shut your mouth. You know why we're here today, right now? Do you know the mistake you made? Yeah, maybe I have an idea. Now, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Look, I meant no harm, all right? I am the protector of the motherfucking cones, okay? Do you even know why you were thrown in that jail cell last night? It was my second video that I tried putting a lot of effort into. I seek and destroy misinformation. This is Destiny, not Fortnite clickbait. I'm not trying to spread misinformation. I'm just a Canadian trying to start a YouTube channel, okay? Oh, you want a chance to speak your piece? Should we give him that? Okay, fine. Bring us along down your story. Here's how it all happened. After that twab around Christmas time where they said that all of a sudden we could stack mods, I started questioning, could stacking mods be extremely OP? Should I take my recovery mod off so that I can have this instead? I just sort of wanted to figure it out for myself, and I thought, shit, we're starting this YouTube journey, let's share it with others. But the problem is that I came to a conclusion using a standstill test, albeit I did the best I could. It wasn't even in an in-game environment. That's like the #1 rule with testing. You do it in a controlled environment, yes, but then you go and see how it does in the real world. And I didn't do that. And I have to give a ton of credit to Drewsky for kind of calling me out on this. And I'm glad he did, because I like healthy discussion. Whenever you do that, you always come out with more information and better knowledge. So now he's actually got me thinking about whether or not I should redo my builds and save room on my helmet to do maximum mods instead of stats for my gear, or if I should keep doing a balance but decide whether I want to put it on my hand cannon or my shotgun or my sniper or something like that. I like to explain things thoroughly, so I'm actually going to take you down the path of where my head was at, what some of my thoughts still are, and what I'm going to be doing in the future. So for those of you that don't know, in Destiny, if you have someone standing right there and then you aim over to the left, what will happen is, even on mouse and keyboard, the bullet will actually experience bullet magnetism and go towards the target and end up right here. That's right, Destiny helps you play better at the game for a more enjoyable experience. Now, my video showed that with no aim assist mods at all, if you aimed right here, your bullet would go here. And then if you added, max aim assist mods and you aim in the exact same spot, your bullet still goes right here in basically the same spot. So what it showed was that targeting mods have no impact on bullet magnetism. However, this was in a standstill environment and it was the first bullet. I've come to gain a better understanding on what this stuff means, as per this wonderful image created by Mercules that Fallout and Drewsky often reference. It shows that the first bullet you shoot has first shot accuracy, which means it's got the tightest cone, which means it has the least amount of RNG when it comes to where the bullet's going to go. In other words, wherever you're aiming, it has the highest likelihood that the bullet is going to go there. Now, that isn't to say that aim assist doesn't matter. It just means that in a standstill environment, there's the highest possible chance for your bullet to go exactly where you're aiming, which means if these targeting mods add aim assist, which we've now concluded they do, it doesn't really matter in a test like that. Here's a clip directly from his video just to show you. He's looking at the hipfire reticle on a wall from an Austringer and then flipping back and forth between the image when he has the targeting mod off and when he has the targeting mod on. You can see it just moving a little bit, right? It expands a couple pixels all around the circumference. And that's proof that it's definitely impacting aim assist. I highly recommend watching this video in its entirety. I'll put the link down in the description. Drewsky's very analytical, so if you like any of my content, you'll definitely love his content. Adding these targeting mods actually does expand your aim assist assist cone. The problem that I have is that back when I made my video, I kind of figured this was happening, so I just made the assumption that I bet you it's so small of a difference that I don't even notice it in game, or it might not even be worth it, aka don't stack your mods, keep your recovery at 100. Like, if my enemy's head is that big, will I care? Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I really wasn't sure. And then on top of that, these dang aim assist cones actually have a limit. There's a certain distance where these aim assist cones stop. So I thought, well, what if my enemies are standing outside of my aim assist cone? So let's say I'm standing here and my enemy's here and he's outside of my aim assist cone. And I thought, geez, that's just another reason why these things might not be worth it. But let's be honest, that was another mistake that I made, because this distance, it isn't known. Is this 30 meters? Is it 60 meters? I don't know. I shouldn't have made that conclusion either. But then finally I thought, why can't I even produce this in a live test of my own in a private match? Like, paper often doesn't translate into practice. Sometimes shit's just different in the real world. But let me try and reproduce it. However, all the tests that I tried, I wasn't super confident in them. Here's some examples. So in my first video, everything was at a perfect standstill, right? I found the point at which it seemed to be 50-50 on whether or not the bullet would hit them. Figured that was the moment where adding enough aim assist should help the bullet magnetism overcome that 50-50. In these tests, I did the same thing, and then once I had that spot, I actually implemented a strafe. And I'd strafe and shoot as soon as my reticle is on that corner. And you're gonna say, Castle, that's not a very good test. There's a lot of human error involved. Yeah, well, that's why I did it like 70 damn times. And I only looked at the ones where I freaking nailed it in terms of timing. And they made no difference. So I kept going down the same path. Still no noticeable impact. Then I thought, geez, it's gotta have an impact on bloom. Let me aim perfectly at this spot, 20 meters, just like everything. Let me shoot the wall a bunch of times, start bloom, and then quickly re-aim at the wall and then shoot. Same deal here. Tough to do. Human error. Had to do it over 50 friggin' times till I was confident. Cardinals is a friggin' saint. I honestly don't know how we're still friends. Then you start talking about aim assist caps. So let's say this gun has aim assist of 50, and then this guy has, say, 93. Well, what if the cap is 100? What if these targeting mods add 10 aim assists? What if they add 5? I don't know. Am I gonna reach some sort of cap where I shouldn't be using it here? Will bumping this crappy hand cannon up to 60 make it that much better? Or is the fact that it's only at 60 compared to a different hand cannon with 93 so much lower that you're literally just wasting your time regardless of mods? So I just went down this crazy rabbit hole of thinking this stuff is not as important as focusing on my aim itself. Because a good friend of mine, Luck for Life, who's now known as Scurry, he once told me something that Destiny makes your aim lazy. Straight up, he felt like his aim got so much worse when he played more Destiny compared to something like Apex or Counter-Strike, for example. And his reasoning was, you've got these people with these hitboxes the size of garages, and it's showing you that it's okay to shoot over here, over here, over here, and still get that nice golden 68 on your target, thinking that your aim is appropriate and not thinking back to how maybe you could be correcting your aim. So I ended up kind of having this huge epiphany that, holy shit, I don't need these things. I need to start thinking about something else. I had this plethora of reasons why I figured this was not worth it. But then Drewsky drops the bomb. Your tests were very clever. They were very concise. They were very clear, and they made perfect sense. You clearly demonstrated that these things make a difference. And I'm going to explain it to you very quickly and then show you another clip. So you've got that aim assist cone, and you've got those 4 lines that make an X, okay? I'm sure anyone who's watching this by now has been told this a billion times by someone like Drewsky or Fallout who are very knowledgeable in this game, but I'm gonna give you the crash course anyways. This is the aim assist cone, and then this is your accuracy cone. Aim assist controls where the bullets can be pulled to, like an enemy, for example, and I'm not gonna dive into that anymore because we just finished talking about all that. But the real key on why Drewsky's got me thinking twice about everything I said is this guy, the accuracy cone. This is where your bullets can go. First shot accuracy basically says it's so tiny that your bullet's basically going to go in one spot. But as you continue to fire, these things expand. And after they've expanded to way out here, for example, making this crazy for demonstrative purposes, they take a little while to reset back to where they want to be. And this circle right here follows that. So just to clean it up, call this the accuracy cone. You could be aiming right here, but your bullet goes right there instead. And that is not good. That is complete RNG. So what now? I'm not yet convinced that they make such a massive difference that I can't play well without them, because ever since I stopped using them, my headshot percentage for hand cannons has actually gone up from 51% to 52.5%. Now that's pretty insignificant, so I would actually just say that they stayed consistent. But honestly, to those of you who are following my channel, let me be clear. Some of the statements I made in my video were simply not fair. I should not have misled people into thinking that these things do nothing. They do something. And if you try a bunch of Crucible matches with and without them, and you notice a difference, well, damn straight you do, because he's clearly shown that they are making a difference. So you should keep using them, especially because they benefit the ADS speed anyways. I've done videos showing the percentage boost in speed that these things add. If you want to check them out, I've got links to them in the description. But lastly, you guys know I'm analytical, right? Well, guess what? I've already gone and tested all the shotgun targeting mods. Stay tuned for next week. But I'll tell you right now, based on all of this, I used to only use a sniper targeting mod if I was sniping, but this actually has me thinking maybe I should use a precision mod. That way I'm helping my sniper and my hand cannon at the exact same time. You know what I mean? So let me end it with this final thought. After all these tests that showed me that this thing truly doesn't matter, and how I couldn't really notice that big of a difference when I took them off versus keeping them on, but I often found myself, even though I love the Thorn, switching to the spare rations sometimes if I just couldn't hit my shots. And why do you think it feels so sticky? It's because of the aim assist cone. So that combined with the fact that these targeting mods make the accuracy cone reset faster really got me thinking about one key message in his video, and that is the fact that consistency is king. I cannot agree more. Consistency is so important in every game you play, whether you want that to be on your hand cannon, on your pulse rifle, on your SMG, on your shotgun, your sniper, whatever it is that you want to increase your consistency on. I fully agree with Drew. You should put a mod on it, and then you should try putting 2 mods on it so that you can make the decision on whether or not you want 0, 1, or 2. But I apologize for drawing some conclusions a little too quickly that weren't entirely correct, but I'm loving the fact that I'm learning more and more every single time I upload. I'm excited to keep going, and I hope you guys will stick with me.